So with that, I'll ask the city clerk to read the notice. Thank you.
Next public hearing is public hearing 2010-061, which was opened on December 7th, 2010, continued to this date, is to amend Gloucester zoning map and Gloucester zoning ordinance in reference to the BirdsEye mixed-use overlay district on Commercial Street.
I'll open the public hearing and ask for the proponent to step forward and give a presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the City Council. My name is Lisa Mead of Blattman Bobrowski Mead, 30 Green Street, Newburyport, Massachusetts. On behalf of the proponent of the zoning proposal 1907 LLC and the Pavilion Mercado LLC. As this council is aware, the proponent submitted a petition for a zoning change to the City Council on June 2nd. For various properties located in the MI district located on the east side of Commercial Street, including the parcels located in Assessor's Map 1, Lot 33 and Lot 22. Following a unanimous vote of the council to refer the matter to the Planning Board, the Planning Board held public hearings which spanned over 6 public meetings and in which the proponent fully participated. Following the close of the public hearings, the Planning Board held 2 additional meetings, deliberating carefully over the details of the proposed changes, the recommendations of special counsel to the City and the Planning Board, public comments, and the revisions submitted by the proponents to the Planning Board. The Planning Board submitted its unanimous approved 6-page recommendation letter to the City Council on October 8th, 2010. While the Planning Board did not entirely endorse the proposal as originally written, they did, quote, support the intentions of the ordinance, end quote, and embrace the concept and overall work to establish a mixed-use overlay district. The Planning Board provided some specific recommendations on how the City Council could make amendments which would address the planning concerns of the Planning Board but allow the zoning to move forward. Following the work of the Planning Board, the matter was referred to the Planning and Development Committee of the City Council in early October. During this hearing process, it became very clear that the committee was not interested in the comments and recommendations of the Planning Board, but instead drafted its own zoning proposal. The comments from the committee that the zoning proposal from the proponent was too long and too complicated led to a limited discussion and the apparent failure of the committee to be willing to engage in a productive discussion over both the Planning Board recommendation and the proponent's willingness to significantly modify its original proposal. At no time was there a discussion based upon the petition which was actually submitted and then modified by the proponent. All discussions led to the proposal from the committee itself. It is important to note that the original proposal has changed significantly as a result of the Planning Board recommendations. The November 12th draft, or the 16-page document submitted to the P&D Committee following a request to clarify the proposal, does the following. The use cluster concept is completely eliminated. The dimensional table is based upon and consistent with the language used in the city's existing ordinance. The purposes of the proposal have been modified, the review standards and criteria have been clarified, and provide a definitive measure of what is expected from an applicant, to name a few of the revisions. All done to reflect the requests of the Planning Board and that which was originally appeared to be the concerns of the committee. Notwithstanding all of the investment of time, money, and attention which many parties have put into this proposal, to date the Council, via its subcommittee or otherwise, has been unwilling to engage in a productive discussion concerning the proposed zoning. While there may be differences of opinion, certainly an informed discussion about the substance of the proposal was warranted. From the time this proposal was submitted, the proponent has been very clear about the very real need to have predictability in the zoning, which would provide a roadmap on which property owners could understand the extent to which revitalization could occur and the expectations of both the proponent and the special permit granting authority. Without that predictability and increase in allowed use and dimensional controls, without the very clear standards by which a project is going to be judged, the ability of anyone to develop property in the area is very limited, if existent at all. Given the uncertain outcome of this evening and the inability of the proponent to carry on with this discussion without any clear understanding of where the members of the council stand and why, the proponent is hereby requesting that the BMOD zoning proposal be withdrawn without further action by this city council. The proponent will continue to seek a viable industrial use or uses on the property and will work cooperatively with Cape Ann Business Incubator to bring jobs and create economic development and opportunities for the city. We greatly appreciate your consideration of this request to withdraw.
At this point in time, I'd like to take a 2-minute recess. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now that we've had a discussion about procedure and what we do from this point, as to the procedure, now that there clearly is an indication for the proponent that they'd like to withdraw, I take it without prejudice.
Yes, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Chair recognizes Councilor Chobe.
I move that the council vote to grant the request for withdrawal.
Second.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded by Councilor Romeo taken to withdraw. I believe it only takes a majority vote because this has not yet gone to vote.